The India Defence League is out in full force. I'm not gonna lie, I have been cackling under the video. The comments are literally people being like, "That's not India, that's me." That and the people like, "That's me too. That's me
That's
three."
me.
We hashtag I am India. Hashtag we are all India.
Let's start right in with a signal check because I'm gonna be so real.
What?
I'm one.
No. No.
Yeah,
No. See, I don't want this. I don't want this. We count on you to be full bars every week. What
honestly,
happened? How can you be one? You had such a good weekend.
and you know this, yeah, I had a lovely
Yeah.
weekend. But this morning, I woke up with the worst crick in my neck that is just putting
Ah,
me in such a foul mood. I'm so cold that my bones are like chattering. I've
oh
put my
dear.
heating on just now. I've had to go to the boiler and crank up the volume on my hot water because it's just not good enough. And the
Been there.
I just I hate being inside and being cold. It just makes
Cold,
me
yeah.
pissed off. So yeah,
Oh
it's one
no.
of those Mondays where I'm just like, people need to watch how they speak to me today.
No, waking up on the wrong side of the bed is such a funny concept because literally you wake up and you're just in a bad mood. In a bad mood. I I had that the other morning and actually Alex was staying around that morning and he was just and I had just woken up to go to the toilet, like I'd just woken up to pee. It wasn't my actual wake up, it must have been like 5 a.m.
All right.
And he said something to me as I was getting back in the bed and I was just like grumbling a reply like, no, no, don't be talking to me right now. But that crank thing, when you have to turn your whole body just to
This is
be able to
it.
look to the side,
This is
it
it.
jars. It really jars. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh no. What are you gonna tell
yeah,
me about your bowels?
mine's full. Mine's full. It's okay. One of us has to be here to hold it down with the full bars.
Honestly, what
Oh,
happened?
bless you.
Why are you so happy?
You know how it feels. I just had the best weekend. Like it was such a chill but fulfilling weekend with all my favorite things. Like you know that TikTok trend where it's like describe your perfect day, or like
Yeah.
it's the trend where you're on the phone to some pretend to be on the phone and your dog's in the room and you're like saying all your dog's favorite things and like
Yeah.
walkies. Like grandma and grandma's house treats, and it's like just is perking up. It was kind of one of those weekends where it's just all my favorite things. Bar the fact that the weather was crap the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I was trying not to spend money. Oh, one thing to say, Dry
Yeah.
Jan, cancelled.
Oh, that shit is cancelled, man.
Dry Jan failed.
Wait, what day did you have a taste of the sweet nectar that is alcohol?
It was Sunday and we were having a roast, so it was like we have to have a glass
Got to
of
have a
red. And
glass
like
of
I had to
red.
table the had to table the suggestion. I was like, now we're about to order this roast, and it's an almighty roast. It's not we're not just having a bog standard. It was literally we went to Sagardi. You
Right,
saw it on
can
my
I just
Instagram.
say, we
Okay.
always say that we're going to do
Yeah.
this. Oh, we're going to post the pictures. We're going to let you know how it is. Guys, I promise you, go to our Insta at Stay on the Line Sis. We have to post the picture of Og's Sunday roast. Take it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Yes. So Sagardi, it's like a Basque inspired roast.
Yeah,
So it's got that cultural fusion as well. So good. So obviously when
delicious.
you're presented with a roast like this, a steak roast, it would be a miss. And it was a
Mm.
really nice, they have really nice wines as well. It would be a miss to not order a glass of red. So we did have to make that decision. Also bearing in mind that bearing in mind that Alex is doing something for his birthday at the end of the month, the 30th. So we realized that we were going to fail Dry Jan
Right.
anyway. So why withhold joy?
Yeah, okay, I'm getting you. I'm
We
getting
gar
you.
mathed it. We gar mathed it. Why withhold joy when, regardless, we're not going to have achieved a full month of no alcohol?
Exactly. So instead of waiting till the 30th, which is
Mm,
virtually the end of the month, and you would have just
mm,
only missed that 30th
hmm.
night and okay, yeah, we
Yeah, yeah,
thought,
yeah.
okay, let's
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
on the
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because why not have the glass of red wine with the almighty roast,
Yeah. Yeah.
knowing that you were never going to achieve that perfection anyway? Also, that's one of my that's one of my New
To
Year's
you.
resolutions is to not chase perfection. But anyway, it's all a journey. But yeah, so it was just a great weekend. Like loads of it was very foodie, it was very chill, great conversation. So literally I spent the whole weekend with Alex. So on Friday he came around in the evening to watch Traitors and also I did his hair. We need to get into Traitors if there's anything you want to chat about that because obviously it's quite an explosive week last week. But
Yeah.
yeah, watched Traitors and then he stayed over and then essentially we just spent the whole weekend together up until Sunday. Saturday we went to Hawksmoor. So yeah. Okay, let me tell you
What?
about my perfect weekend. This is what happened.
Oh my
Friday
God.
evening, did Alex's hair, watched Traitors. Great evening. Watched it with my flatmate. I love our TV evenings with Alex and my flatmates. It's so funny all the time. The commentary, it's just such a great audience to watch with. And then the next day went to Hawksmoor in like for lunch. I'm gonna move my speaker to right now because I'm putting this on speaker.
Okay.
Hawksmoor has a £19 deal on at the moment. £19 steak and a side. So you can have a rump steak with a side of whatever. They have chips, salads, and all sorts. So we had that and we were in Covent Gardens and we just walked around a bit and then we went home. And I'm putting Hawksmoor on speaker because what excellent service. Great service. Honestly, places that go the extra mile, they
Yeah.
need to be shouted out. We have had great experiences at Hawksmoor every time, and we told that story. I think in episode one, we told the story about when it was a very busy service and we didn't feel tended to.
Yeah.
So when the bill came, we asked to remove the service, and then the manager was so sweet, so kind, took off our drinks, took off our dessert from the bill, and also gave us her email to book in our next session and said that she'd comp our drinks and dessert next time as well.
Yeah.
So they've always had consistently great service. This time I was in Hawksmoor, finished our meal. I'm walking to the bathroom now, and my trainers are like too big for me. So one of my new trainers from last year, they're just literally a size, half size too big, but actually a full size too big because
Oh
they really rub on the
no.
back when I walk. You know, when you walk and your foot comes out of it and keeps coming back out and
Oh
in, it
no.
really hurt the back of my heels. So I'm just walking. I was like wincing a bit. I was like, ugh.
No way they
And
bought
then
you new
this,
trainers. Isn't it?
then she took off her shoes and she was like, "Where are mine?" I'm joking. I'm joking. She was just like, she saw me and she's like, "Oh, you okay?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, my shoes are just a bit big, so they're really rubbing quite painfully at the back." And she was like, "Oh, do you want something for that? I've got." She's like, "Come over here." Walked over to the entrance of the kitchen. She went to brought out a first aid kit, brought like bandages and plasters, and she was like, "Stick those on the back of your feet." How lovely. And something for me to like the future is I need to start asking people's names. Normalize asking people's names. I had this
Yes.
whole experience. I don't even know what her name was. I wanted to put a review in. I wanted to email. I wanted to contact being like, guys, this you guys are great. Just to say, I know it's a small thing actually, but she didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
And it really
definitely.
made a difference to my comfort for the rest of the day. So shout out to that staff member at Hawksmoor. I wish I knew your name. Hawksmoor Seven got 7 dials. I wish I knew her name.
Maybe
Um,
we need to go back and you can find her and we can have
yeah,
lunch there.
yeah. Let's do that. It's £19, and also it's if you wanted to get a dessert with it, it's an extra £4, and we got sticky toffee pudding, and you
Oh,
know how good the
perfect.
pudding is there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that
So
is so
Hawksmoor
cute.
is my speaker for this week. If you're, I don't know what you're doing, dry Jan, no spend Jan, trying to limit the amount of time you're eating out, this is quite a good option for a nice meal that's not too pricey. Anyway, I've been talking for ages.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just a simple, nice weekend. So after Hawksmoor, yeah, chilled for a bit, came back to mine, and we watched The Beast in Me. We started watching The Beast in Me. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it because that was a show that Will started. It's a show, right? It's not a movie.
Yeah. It's a
Will
limited series
started
on
it on his
Netflix.
own. He started
Oh
it
my
on
God.
his own. And I walked in one day, I was like, oh, what are you watching? Oh, this series I just started. Oh, okay. That's a conversation for another day of the parameters of
hmm
when do you start something, a new series without your partner? Do you,
Well,
like,
there are
what are
certain
the
types of
rules? Like,
series that I think there are some series that you do need to watch with, like, if you guys have established a pattern of watching, you guys watch all your series together, but it's
yeah.
good series, right? You're
Yeah,
not watching
exactly.
EastEnders together.
No,
You're not watching Love Island together.
no. I would love to watch Love Island together, but he thinks he's too good for it, but whatever. Yeah, these good cutting edge ones, these ones that are viral, these ones that everyone's
Yes,
talking about.
yes.
Yeah,
And
why
a
are you doing
Netflix
it?
limited series, yeah, that needs to be a shared affair.
Definitely.
Oh,
I
oh,
know.
poor show from William there.
I know. So you're
Yeah, well,
saying,
we've had The Beast in Me on our list for ages. But you know when you feel like you need to be in the right headspace for a show? Like this one felt like one of those shows where we need to be able to actually lock in and watch it and be engaged. 8 episodes, goodness me, I have to say. We did, I think, because we wanted to just bash it out in the weekend. We wanted to conclude it. We'd been talking about it for so long. We wanted to just get it off our plates. By like episode 3, 4, we were like, I'm tired of this grandpa. I'm tired of this grandpa. We just wanted to know how it ends. So then we just finished it off the next day. And I have to say, yeah, it's great. It's great.
oh
I have a
wow.
lot of opinions about it, but you haven't watched it yet. So I guess we'll touch base after. Are you going to jump in with Will or what's the plan?
I don't know what that man's doing, so I'm just gonna do my own thing. Sorry guys, this is my crick neck talking.
Oh shit. Well, if you do decide to watch it, it's pretty good. So yeah, that was Saturday. Woke up on Sunday. Pretty much the first thing I said to Alex was, "We don't need to go to Skadi today, do we? We don't need to." And that was me being like, "Please, could we go to Skadi today for a roast? Please." I just really woke up craving it. And I think it was the steak from yesterday that just had opened up a
Yes.
steak craving.
Yeah.
And now, anyway, if next week I tell you that I've got gout, sight this weekend because yeah, the steak was a lot. Yeah, and then Sagadi, it's just honestly, it was the food, the company, and the conversation. We had such good conversation. It was just nice spending time with him and actually being like very present in the moment, having like
Oh,
just deciding each day what we're gonna do. So actually on Sunday we went and did our food shop together. Went to the big Sainsbury's. Like, do you know what I mean?
oh, that's the
That's
dream. This is
do you know like
lovely.
my favorite things? A big supermarket. It could have been better if we had time to go into M&S, but we had our reservation at
Yeah.
3. Oh, how can I forget? We finished our shopping, got on the bus with all our bags to go and drop it off to go for food. Who do we see? Some of my favorite people. Ekene and Tommy.
Oh
Yeah,
my
my
God.
sister and our and brother-in-law. So they were literally at the bus stop when we were getting off, and the way that me and Ek hugged and jumped around like we hadn't seen each other in like 6 years, it's just like, my girl, I'm so happy to see her. It was so, so nice. And then Tommy was there, and he was like, "Where are you going?" And he was so shocked that I was letting someone into my roast Sunday ritual.
Oh my
He was like, "Oh
God.
my God, you're bringing Alex. You're taking Alex for your roast." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it's happened. It's
Why
happened."
is my heart swelling? This is
Honestly,
so
it was
lovely.
just that kind of wholesome weekend. So yeah, no complaints whatsoever. Nigeria also played. I don't know if anyone's following AFCON. I'm not really. I didn't watch it, but just knowing that they won. I think it was like 2-0 against Algeria. So that was great. Just having that win happening in the background. Arsenal won 4-1, I think it was.
Yeah. How about
Yeah.
Martinelli and his hat trick?
Hat trick. Yeah.
His first senior hat trick.
I was on the phone to Chib. I was actually catching up with Chib yesterday and we were just talking football. I was like, look, the fact that I have inputs on this now, this is what it feels
So
like
funny.
dating someone who is very into sports. Um, but yeah, that's my weekend. Those are my full bars. Literally woke up this morning. It's Monday, the day of recording. Woke up, logged in at 8:30 for work. And yeah, it's just been non-stop. So I'm glad that I had that weekend. It really was the type that filled my cup. And this week is going to deplete it. So yeah,
Oh, I love that. I actually really, really do love that. And if you can get down to Sagadi, get down to Sagadi,
go to Sagardi.
please.
It's
It's
not
so
cheap,
good.
I will say. So the what we got is the roast platter, which is they only do it on Sundays, and it is £35 per person. Which is all right, which is quite decent for the quality. But
Mm.
once you add in drinks and service and yeah, if you want a dessert at the end, whatever, but it does add up, but worth it for something a special occasion or if you just want to treat yourself.
Yeah, I forgot about how expensive it was to be there. It's one of those where you just go and you're happy to
Yeah, you
tap.
just
You're
tap.
happy to tap
Exactly.
because it's like, well, you fulfilled your end. Let me just give you what you need.
Yeah, like, do you know what? Hold this extra £5. Give it to everyone on the team, five or five each, because you guys did your damn thing. What about your
Literally.
weekend?
So my weekend started Friday night actually, and that is also when I broke my dry jam. I
Oh my
went.
God. You didn't even hit the double digits.
Me and Will t spoke about it because we were going to see his parents that weekend as well, and we were like, "You have to have a drink at the Sagars. Like, I'm not going there."
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, I'm not going there. I'm not having a gin and tonic and a wine and a nightcap. Like it. So
Hmm.
I was like, if I'm doing it on Saturday, what's another day? So I might as well do it on Friday when I'm going to see my friend. So basically, my bestest friend recently moved to Hertfordshire as well. So we both grew up central London babes, like
Oh
actual
God.
central.
Those are the
Um,
days.
those were the
Well, it's still the
days.
days. It's still the days for me, but those are the days when we were all here together.
Honestly, if I told myself, my London self then, that this is what you'd be doing, she'd be like, yeah, whatever. No
Mm.
way. But yeah, so now my best friend is also a Hertfordshire babe. She's literally like 15 minutes away from me. So she invited us round for dinner. And it was really nice. It was her little boy, her Beyonce, me and Will. And she made these, oh my God, she made this lamb chops thing with like this homemade glaze that she was putting on it. I can't even
Ooh.
tell you what the plate, it was just so yummy. Mashed potato, green beans, salad, and mac and cheese. It was amazing. It was really, really
Mm.
good. Couple glasses of bubbly. It was really nice, wholesome vibes. We were just chatting and catching up and laughing. And then Saturday we actually went to our neighbour's house, our elderly neighbour that from my old flat.
Mhm.
And she was telling us about all the dramas that are happening in their flat at the moment with their like managing agent and the new people that have moved in, and there's a lot of drama. Someone like vandalized the walls in protest of the new managing agent. It just
What?
I don't
What's the new agent doing that people are protesting? Do you want to fill me in after?
yeah, I'll fill you in after.
Then I love all manner of gossip. Tell me all of the details.
Yeah, we'll take this on offline.
Okay.
But yeah, so we were just chatting, gossiping. I just love going to her house because I just love seeing her well and looking after herself and just the way that she carries herself and how
Hmm.
she had the best Christmas because she's still really social and she loves her neighbors and she does so many things. So it just makes me happy that she lives alone, but she's not lonely. Like she's got a great
Mm.
community. And
Yep.
so that was lovely. And then we went to Will's parents' house and we had a lamb roast.
Damn, you've been
Mm.
lammed off this weekend.
I have been, well, and lamb's not a cheap meat.
No.
So when I can get it out, I'll get it. I'll get it out. So this was a lamb shoulder. And you know when you prick it and you put the cloves of garlic in
Rosemary.
it and the rosemary and all of the
Mm.
seasonings and oh my God, it was delicious. So we had that as a roast.
Was it
And then
homemade?
homemade. They've
Ooh.
got this friend, Will's dad has this friend who's a farmer and he gives them a
So it was
lamb.
no way. It's
Yeah,
fresh off the farm.
literally,
Wow. Farm to
yes.
table.
To the table.
Farm to table to belly.
I couldn't stop going on about the lamb. I was just like, wow, it's falling away. Everyone else was talking about other things. I'm like, oh my goodness.
You're like tendonism. Oh my God. But can
Yeah,
we just
so
stay here for a moment, guys? The lamb is falling apart. Actually, just on that, just on how we talk about food, because we will sit and have the whole conversation about what our food is like, how we like literally the
yeah,
texture, the taste, what could be better, what is amazing about it,
yeah,
what would we add. The first few times I'd go for dinner with Alex, I'd ask him like, "Oh, how's your meal? How are you finding it?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, it's nice, really good." That's the most I get from him. Yeah, it's nice. And then I would be like, really going into detail, really giving a breakdown of it. And I remember once he was like, "Are you a food critic?" And that made me die so much because I was like, "Is this normal? Is it normal how we just sit here?" Because we did this when we were children as well. When mum would
yeah.
make, so our
No,
mum's home cooking, we'd sit there and just like actually critique it. How jarring is that? Like your children, your like 9-year-old children just sitting there critiquing your food that you just slaved away in the kitchen to make. I would literally be like,
but
shut up.
literally,
Just yapping in the background.
literally, eat it
Shut
or don't,
up.
but be quiet.
Literally. So when Alex said that, that really made me laugh. But then this weekend, when we had our meals, he was giving his breakdowns too. And I looked up at him and I was like, "You're a food critic."
Oh my God.
It was so beautiful to see.
My heart can't take this. That's so good. What was he
Took us
saying?
away to our hearts. I can't even remember, but he really enjoyed the sticky toffee pudding. And I think also we were talking about the Sagadi roast.
Oh
So
my
I
God,
asked
yeah.
him, yeah, I asked him after like his first bite, and he was like, I'm gonna need more time than this.
Yeah, fair.
It's like there's so many components here, just
Well,
give me a
that's
moment.
that's the thing about the Sagadi roast is you really can go in on the food because it's
Hmm.
such a different twist to the
Hmm.
standard British roast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love
And
to hear what he
they
thought.
have all of these different components and additions that make it so that complement each other and make it just things that I would never even put in a roast, but
Mm,
work.
yeah.
Anyway, you were saying everyone was talking about other things, and you were like, the
The
lamb though,
lamb, the lamb. What that lamb do? No, it was
lamb of
really
God, dare I say? Dare I say?
Dare it, you've dared. No, it was yeah, it was sensational. And then we played some games. We actually played Herd Mentality, which we've played before.
Yeah, but we haven't played it in a long time.
I
I haven't seen
know.
that game in a while, and we could have
Well,
played that at the cabin
we
or
bought it to the
Christmas Day.
cabin. We bought it to the cabin, but because there was so I don't know what
There
we
was
were
so
doing
much going on. Yeah, there was just too much going on to play that, I
to
guess.
play that. But yeah, that was really fun. It's just so funny playing these games with Will's parents because often we'll play things like Wavelength and whatever other games you play. But every time you have to explain the rules again and again, and they're just sitting there like, so what is it again? Why do we
No,
have the cat?
but that's very relatable. Oh, we did play herd mentality at the cabin. I distinctly remember mooing at people.
Yes.
And then yeah, I do remember that.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So we did play it. So that was really fun. And also, Will's brother and his fiance are expecting. So very,
Yes.
very soon. And it was just really cute to see her. She looks so good. She looks
What is it
so
about
glowy and
pregnant women and how like just how good they look?
honestly, I was like, wow, you're actually glowing. You look great.
Wow.
And I'm just so excited. So yeah, it was just nice. I love spending time with them. And it was really good. And then the next day we just went for a walk, and then we
Nice.
headed home. Oh, actually, two things that happened this weekend that was like, what the hell? I should be on full bars. My neck messed me up, man. But
Honestly, that damn crick.
that's damn good. So Will has been complaining about our mattress since the day we moved in together. Your fault, mind you.
Yep. Yep. That was my recommendation as a single gal. So I was the only person sleeping on that bed. I didn't realize until Alex joined me in that bed just how much it tips and
It,
bounces and like it's not suitable for more than
it's
one person. For one person, great, very
great.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Two people,
You're
it's
bouncing
literally
around. It's giving
bouncing around.
seesaw. It's seesaw for real. Oh my God. So Will has hated that mattress since the day we moved in. And it's a king size mattress. We've been talking about changing it. This year we were like, right, we've got to do something about it. Will's not enjoying his sleep. It's kind of annoying me, him moaning about it, but whatever. And also it annoys me too, to be honest. When we went to Rajeesh's house, my friend, when on Friday night, near the end of the meeting when we were just about to leave, when you've said bye at the dinner table and then you stand up and then you
Hmm.
talk for another 30 minutes and then you say bye again and then you talk for another 30 minutes by the door and then
Yeah.
yeah. So this was probably a war on the fourth bye. And I was like, oh my God, I've not seen into this door. And what's in this door? What's here? You didn't actually give me a tour. She opens one of the doors and was just saying, yeah, we've just used this as a storage unit. Also, if you know anyone that needs a memory foam king size mattress, let me know. I was like, what do you mean? I've got a brand new mattress. They delivered one, but when they were dragging it on the floor, it kind of got a bit roughed up and I complained and they just sent me a brand new one. But there's nothing really wrong with it, just the plastic was falling away.
Damn.
I was like, what are you saying right now? That's exactly what we need. We've been complaining about this for almost 2 years.
Oh my
So
God.
now we've got a mattress that we just need to figure out how to get it from A to B, but that's a tick for us.
Wait,
Hundreds of
two
pounds saved.
things. Wow. Two things. The power of complaining.
Yes.
Speak up, guys, use your voice. And second, why don't you just take it? You need to get that mattress because that crick, that neck crick.
Oh, I said, get that thing downstairs. Let's put it in the back of the Fiesta. They're both looking at me like I'm crazy. They were like,
Can't you just roll it up?
they were looking at me like,
Stick it on top of the car.
what I said. We'll hold one side, we'll hold the other. Like
Wait,
the
while you're driving, one arm on outside of of the window, just
one
holding
arm on
onto
the
the
wheel.
mattresses.
Well, the roads were clear by the time we were leaving, but we'll whatever. We'll figure out how we're gonna get it from A to B. We've already saved hundreds, so if you have to pay a man in a van to quickly drop it off 15-minute
Yeah.
journey, then what's that to us?
Wow.
So
That
good.
is a steal.
Honestly. I couldn't believe the way she just casually said, if you need know anyone that needs we
Yeah,
need
and
it.
what was it that drove you to ask to see into the door? No, nosiness.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. It gives them a good night's sleep. There you go.
Which you need.
Exactly. So we'll figure that out this week, make sure we get it. And then when we went to George and Leanna's house, which is Will's brother and his fiance's house on the way back home, they were like, "Oh, we've got this robot Hoover. You know the ones that the little
Oh
robot
yeah,
that moves around.
yeah. Oh my
They upgraded
gosh.
theirs, so they gave us theirs, their old one. So
Have you
now we've
used
got a
it
little
yet?
robot. Yeah, we've
How does it work? Is it good?
but you need an app to like map out the area that you want it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am more concerned about having it in the kitchen lounge area just because Will hoovers every week, but because of the kitchen, you can drop bits on the floor. It just gets messy in between the time that he's hoovered and hasn't hoovered. So I just want it to run every single day on there.
Okay.
So it's just an
Wait,
easy way.
do you just set a schedule and then it does it all?
Yeah, I think I need to investigate it a little bit more. I've kind of left it up to Will to
Wow, that
program
is
and just
so cool. The things that I can't believe excite me or light me up. Like I really I'm in need of a good Hoover and that's on my wish list for this year at some point. A good
yeah,
Hoover because the one that I have at the moment is so shit. It's just like literally an Argos one that's one of the cheaper ones. It does the job, but I want one of those big boys that maybe can do wet and dry and it sections it
yes,
up like crazy. Like you literally can feel the resistance when you're going in. I love that for you. So two new household items, freebies.
exactly.
Big ticket
Both,
items too.
yeah, exactly. Both worth hundreds of pounds. So that weekend was good. It was a really nice one.
I love that. Speaking of food, do you know something that I've seen on TikTok that has looked so good to me and it's trending? Do you know Courtney Cook?
Yes.
Yeah, she's like an American food blogger, I guess, but she doesn't really, she just sits, she's a teacher and she just sits in front of the camera and eats her weird ass food combinations.
Yes.
And she really enjoys like British culture, so a lot of her foods are British, and I think she does teaches British history, so there'll be like yeah, just really real British food. So one of the things that's been like trending is she makes this roast. She roasts like a whole sweet potato, literally just rips the top off, gets a block of cheese, and just shoves the cheese into the potato and then eats the potato with her hands like a sandwich. So
Yeah.
it's literally a sweet potato and cheese in it, and she holds it like a sandwich and eats it like a sandwich. What is it about that is so appealing? It's just sweet potato and cheese. The way this has gone viral and everyone's like, I'm trying the Courtney Cook potato, it's sweet potato and cheese.
Yeah.
And if you imagine like roasting a sweet potato, cutting it open, putting cheese on top, and eating it with a knife and fork, that somehow doesn't hit as much as when you've got your two hands on it, you're just like
Yeah.
bearing down. There's something about like, it's the same with like a hunk of bread and a mug of tea. Do you know what I mean? Do you get that? Like a hunk of bread, a mug of tea that makes you feel like a Victorian peasant
Yeah.
child. And you just like, it's for some reason it speaks something in your baser, the baser parts of yourself. It just feels like this is nourishment.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as when like I don't know if this is just me not putting my heating on, but when I'm in bed and I've like laid up with blankets and I'm like, I just feel like, what is it about that peasant food and peasant lifestyle that just feels like this is real life? I was just thinking about that because the her sitting with the potato in her hands, yes, would eat. That looks great. Melted cheese on top of sweet potato, ew, yuck.
Yeah.
With a knife and fork, don't even want to see that.
Exactly. Wait, is this a recession indicator or something?
Maybe it is. I think it's something to do with how far we've gone from like what human life used to be, where
Mm,
everything is so fancy and elaborate, just like those basic fundamentals just feels like soul warming on some part that we don't get day to day.
mm.
I think it must be something to do that with that. And also eating with your hands also is
I love
just that experience just feels so, I don't know, maybe it's just the connection with the food and yeah, I don't know what it is.
really experiencing the food. Did you
Yeah,
have you tried the sweet potato thing?
I haven't, no.
I really
Have
wanted
you?
to. No, but I've been roast baking and roasting sweet potatoes a lot last week. And
Hmm.
it is
What's your
just
thoughts?
so delicious when like the caramelization of the
Yeah,
skin, the way it
yeah.
looks really like soft and wet.
Ew.
Yeah.
I
I
know
mean,
what you
that's
mean though. I
like
know what
that
you
sounds
mean.
sick. But yeah. So I want to try it this week.
Yeah, do try it and see if it's worth it. Because everyone's like, "Oh, this is so good," and I'm like, "Is it really though, or is it just with the fact
The-
of how you're eating it?"
I think it's the whole experience for sure.
Yeah.
Because as you said, there's nothing revolutionary about a bit of cheese and sweet potato.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room, especially with Love Island All Stars about to start and the news that broke over the weekend.
Yes.
Mm,
India and Dami.
yeah. So, rumors have been flying. If any of you haven't seen this or you're not aware of who we're talking about, India and Dami were on season 8 of Love Island UK. They had a very interesting, dramatic story on the show where they were both coupled up with different people throughout the show. Initially, they were friends. I think they were both OGs. They were both on the OG cast, if I remember correctly. And they had their different couples, and throughout the beginning, they were good friends. Initially, India's coupled up with Ikenna, and Dami was coupled up with Amber, until Dami and India then got together. And those two getting together was so significant at the time because people were just kind of like shipping them in the background because they were friends and they looked good together. They had this like chemistry that was just seemed friendly, but then Dami admitted that he liked her to Ikenna, and those two coupled up eventually. Casa Amor happened. Dami was acting up, doing what Love Island guys do, playing the field, fully having another relationship with someone else in the Casa Amor villa, and feeling no way about it. Whereas
Yeah.
India was in her villa with the Casa Amor guys, clearly holding out for Dami, clearly actually wanting to be with Dami, but not quite trusting that he was in the same place. So she seemed to bring back Deji as a kind of insurance option.
Yeah.
That's obviously what it was. And they had their little face off at the recoupling. So anyway, it was a face off that because he had coupled up with Summer and she had brought back Deji. But obviously India was really upset because she didn't really have anything with Deji. It was just like, I don't know what Dami's going to do. Anyway, they had that iconic face off where she said, I think something like, the quote that's going around now that's been brought back up is, "May the best heartbreaker win." I wish I could remember the whole back and forth because it was actually crazy.
Yeah.
And actually, at the time, I just remember internally being so hot, cringing,
Yeah.
squealing, dying. Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Anyway, fast forward, Indian Dami and the show still in a couple. We have watched them. They've been together for the past 3 years. What a hot couple. They look so good together.
Yeah.
Dami, as a person, has sparked a lot of controversy. People don't necessarily vibe with a lot of his decisions and the way that he kind of approached the whole Casa Amor thing, and then also some things since leaving the villa. Whereas India has remained the people's sweetheart.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to talk about when it comes to this story is like the power of likability and how it completely can shift a whole narrative. So we'll get there. I'm just jumping ahead of myself a bit. They've been together for the past 3 years, living together. Every birthday or anniversary, people are watching her finger for a ring, literally being like, when is Amy going to propose, kind of thing. We thought they were for life.
Yeah.
Take it from here, Chid. What did we find out this weekend?
So there was that guy on TikTok that goes by the name Bouncer. He
So you just pause for a second because I just have to laugh at that. Bouncer being reduced down to that guy on TikTok is so funny. It's so funny because he has just what Bouncer has done to his reputation is crazy. Alex was telling me
Me?
about him. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's literally like, he's a big, scary guy, like from the music scene. Like, he was part of Krept and Conan's like collective, like Play Dirty collective. He was like I guess, the henchman. He spent time in
Oh,
prison.
what?
He came out of prison and has been doing this whole like internet expose thing. He exposed Shade Borough. He
Yes.
literally put yeah, we saw the faces of that married couple, and it's them that's been behind the accounts. And now, lo and behold, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, because he is now has become the guy on
Yeah.
TikTok spilling the tea.
Stop. I
Bouncer,
didn't
big
know.
bouncer, big bouncer.
Well, now he fancies himself Lady Whistledown or whatever people are calling him on TikTok. But
Everyone
that,
needs to get internet ready, because Bouncer is there waiting to expose your whole shit.
stop. That makes sense as to why people aren't giving him a lot more flack because he's
Mm-mm.
a henchman. He's the muscle. I didn't know this.
Why would you know when he's up on TikTok doing up? It was dot 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 Rebecca's Vardy's
Exactly.
account.
What is he doing? That's so embarrassing for him. But whatever, he has said, listen, Dami, India, you have 24 hours. I've got all of the information. I've got all of the tea. It's piping hot for the people. And you've got 24 hours to respond.
It's not
Everyone,
right.
it's so, this is you. The people in the comments are you right now. It's not right. They're in the comments like, don't do this. This isn't correct. Like, blah, blah, blah. Where they're waiting in bated breath 24 hours. That means, okay, 2 o'clock the next day. I need to get that. Follow for more.
My question
Absolutely.
is, you've got 24 hours, yeah. To do what
What exactly do you want me to do?
in those 24 hours? Either you come out with it, or I'm telling
Oh, I'm
everyone.
telling.
I think that might be what it is.
Yes. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to wait to see what would you actually do in that situation? Because I want to see what information you have. Because he's saying it gets dark, it's a lot,
I
it's juicy, it's this. I'm
I
waiting.
DM him. I DM him. I say, Bouncer, can we arrange a chat? Can we hop on a Zoom? Send him the link. Bouncer, what are we doing? What are we talking about? What is this about? About my love life, my whole entire life. Why? Why are you I'd have to understand what he's getting out of it. Can we come to an arrangement? Don't, or I'd say, listen, you say, give me 24 hours. We're discussing how we're going to do this in the next few weeks. I can't believe you have to negotiate with someone about spilling your personal life, your personal business. Mind you, this is not anything, we haven't even said what the thing is yet. But this build up,
No.
guys, this is how juicy it was. This is how we were all on the edge of our seats for the past however long,
Yeah.
speculating. Why am I on a deadline to share my whole personal life with someone over something that's actually really difficult and I didn't want
Yes.
to happen?
But I'm still processing
Exactly. So yeah, he
because
was saying you've got 24 hours.
so you've got 24 hours. Everyone is now so excited. We're gagging. There are people that are acting
Chomping at the
like
bit.
chopping off a bit, but we're also acting holier than thou and saying this isn't right. They owe you nothing. And then we get a video. A video drops, and I couldn't believe it. I in my head when I watched the video, because of how juicy this whole situation was, I was like, "This that isn't India." But
Yeah.
we've got a
So
video.
what? So sorry, Chid. So what Bouncer had said in his "You've got
Yes,
24 hours" thing is he'd indicated Dami and India are no more. There's a
yes,
lot to the story. I've got receipts. I'm gonna leave it there. India and Dami, 24 hours, or it's all coming out.
exactly,
And also, he was sharing like the tip of the iceberg, because he kept indicating that there's way more to the story, but all he's going to give us is this one bit in 24 hours.
exactly.
So, and something about the internet always knows when couples are broken up. I don't have that gift, and
No,
it's not for lack of like nosiness or interest. I guess I don't watch people's accounts like that. But
yeah,
people would have been talking about this, like, oh, Indian and Dami's still together for the past kind of week and a bit.
yeah, and also Dami had posted his 2025 highlight reel, kind of like photos and a carousel post, and India didn't feature on any single one of them. And also his caption also indicated that there had been losses, quote unquote, growth, and it just was giving something's not right here because where's India? And I guess there were other things that other clues that people had picked up on as well. But this video comes out now, and it's India, and it's also this guy Marlon. Is his name Marlon?
Yeah, I don't know who
I
he
don't know
is,
anything
but
about this
people know
guy.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're kissing. And I've watched this. Sorry, this is actually so embarrassing of me and so like on job on jobs like what's the word?
Jobless.
Jobless behavior. But I've watched it so many times that afterwards it seems like India is shocked at herself. So they're snogging. She looks shocked at herself. It looks like she mimes something like, I'm in a relationship or there's something relationship. It looks like she
Oh, I
says the
haven't actually
words
looked at the looks.
relationship.
Oh my gosh, really? I
Yeah.
I clocked her face afterwards. She looked a bit like I thought it would look like she was like internally thinking, "Oh shit."
What have I just
But I
done?
didn't feel like from that video that was their first time kissing.
No, that was a very, very juicy snog.
Yeah, familiar, like we've been here before. I know exactly you lean left when I lean
Yeah.
right. Also, it was in the middle of Duck and Waffle. Let's not forget that very important detail. They were right in the middle of Duck and
Crazy.
Waffle, which is in central London,
Yes. And also
literally in Liverpool Street.
Duck and Waffle is open all hours of the night. Okay, yeah, it was like some people would say off-peak times, but really, people go at any time. So you really can't know when people are going to be about in Duck and Waffle. Either way,
As
you're in
long
a
as there are
public
people,
place.
yeah, as long as there are people around and you are India, like who is well known,
Mm,
recognizable, you're in the
what
middle
are
of
you
the
saying?
restaurant, snogging, in the middle, mind you,
Yeah,
snogging. But the reception has been so, so, so interesting and hilarious.
yeah. People, people have no sympathy for Dami.
So there's that. People have no sympathy for Danny, but people are treating this like it's some sort of game and it's all fun and laughs. And it literally is because people don't care for Dami. They're not taking his feelings into account because
No.
they just don't like him. And if I stack up the number of offences that Dami has made, you can kind of see why public opinion is that way. There is his stuff on Love Island, but afterward, we can argue that that was him before the relationship. Love Island is Love Island. Like, it's entertainment. People behave the way they behave,
Yeah,
and they've gone on to have like great relationships after.
yeah,
But Dami did do certain things afterwards, like certain comments about India, like the comment about her being Jamaican, so he doesn't have to
doesn't have
marry
to
her.
marry her. Oh, he's
Have
got.
yeah, he there's one video that's going around now, which everyone's going into the archives and pulling out all the anti-Dami propaganda to support India. There's the one of her in the kitchen and she's washing the dishes, and he's like, "Oh, there's my dishwasher, there's my human oven," things like that.
Yeah,
Not to mention, he started a clothing brand called Snow Bunny, which he stood 10 toes on even after people highlighted the problematic nature of that term. He knows damn well what that means, but he was
yeah.
happy to kind of stay with that. There are certain many things about Dami that just means, yeah, he's not liked. On the other hand, we have India. Gorgeous,
We
sweet
love.
India with her soft voice and her very, very like it girl nature.
So,
We love
yeah,
her.
we do. We do. And she has been killing it in her career. Like she's on the radio, she's presenting so much. She's just so pretty.
I think you have all of these things that mean that you get a story, you hear a story like this, you see a video like this, and your instant thought is that's bad,
Mm,
but there must be more to the story.
exactly.
But what are we missing here?
Exactly.
India wouldn't do this so blatantly if there wasn't more context behind it. And that is a level of benefit of the doubt that might not be warranted.
Yes,
It literally
exactly.
is just on the basis of public perception. It may not be warranted. She posted an Insta story yesterday,
That's what I'm getting
actually.
up.
Oh, thank you.
Because
Literally, she kind of put her hands up in it, but it was also quite abrupt and to the point.
it says, I am aware of the video that has been shared online. I made a mistake and take full responsibility for my actions. I understand the hurt this has caused. I won't be commenting further.
So now my only thing about that statement that I didn't like was that last sentence.
Yeah,
Read it again for us, Chid.
I won't be commenting further.
India, get to the podium. Get to the podium and speak on this
I'm
further,
sorry.
please. I want to know more.
We
But but what I do want to point out about this statement is that she never said that she cheated.
No.
She made a mistake. The mistake could have been in public. The mistake it could have been so many things that she's alluding to here. We don't know if they were broken up. We don't know if they were taking a break. We don't know if he had cheated first.
Yeah, we don't know. There's things going around that they were in an open relationship and they had some rules around the open relationship.
Yeah,
So maybe it was the public thing that
yeah,
wasn't right. So maybe that was the mistake. Um, we need a press conference around this. Sorry, we
right.
need
Exactly. That's why India talking about, I'm not saying anything more about this. That's not gonna
no,
run, hun.
no.
But the India Defence League is out in full force. I'm not gonna lie, I have been cackling at the way that people have been in under the video where it's been posted, under the video, the comments are literally people being like, "That's not India, that's me." That and the people are like, "That's me too, that's me
That's
three." We hashtag I am India, hashtag we are all India. I don't know. And this is also, I feel, linked to, it's also a really good indication about the dating, just where we're at in society at the moment, where it comes to men and women and those gender relations and dating and marriage. And because someone was talking about there's a gender line here.
yeah,
There's a gender line here, and women are supportive of like this whole thing of the wicked woman,
yes,
and not women in male spaces. And she's getting so much support for
yeah,
cheating on her part, but allegedly or supposedly or seemingly cheating on her partner of 3 years. It's actually fucked up on paper,
yeah,
but when you look at everything around it, it makes sense
yeah.
why this is the way that people are receiving it.
People are absolutely fed up. They're fed
People
up
are
of
fed up.
men's antics, and so it does feel like, oh, we got what
We got one.
City Girls are
Yeah,
up. Yeah,
literally.
flip it around, Wicked Witch, and
Wicked
everyone is
Witch.
loving the flip.
Literally, hashtag we are all wicked witches. We are all India. And I don't agree with what she did, but I'm still holding out because I still don't think that we've got the full picture. And we haven't heard from Dami, and he's within his rights not to speak on this because
Mm,
I don't know what he's going through. And he is the victim in this, but for some reason, he's not being given that kind of sympathy.
mm. And it is interesting who gets sympathy at what time and what's going on, what's in the social what's the social climate and the atmosphere at the time of all of this going on. Because we also know that another season 8 couple,
Yeah.
Tasha and Andrew, broke up sometime last year, 2025, I think they
Hmm.
broke up,
Hmm.
and they had bought a house together. They had a dog
Yeah.
together, and the streets are saying Tasha cheated.
Yeah, yeah, that's like the standing explanation is that Tasha cheated. And I think that that's,
Was it a Strictly Curse?
oh, I can't remember. I'm not actually 100%.
Yeah, because she went on. It was post Strictly that they broke up, and she was
Yes,
living her best life on Strictly. They,
been living her
they
best life.
as they often are. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The season 8 girls are giving the men a run for their money because people also pointed out that Gemma Owen, she was also in that season. She she posted, she announced to the world on Insta stories that she'd broken up with what's his name again?
oh,
It's
he's
literally on the top of my tongue.
he's with
He's
Grace now.
currently with
Luca,
Grace.
Luca.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she posted the breakup announcement with Luca on her Insta stories. Me, Luca woke up to it, and he was like, "Wait, what?" He didn't even know that was happening. I think he thought they were figuring things out. She was like, "No, no, no, no. Hello, world. My DMs are open. Luca is no longer in the picture. Anyone who wants me, here's your chance." So they're saying that the season 8 girls are fully flipped around wicked
Wicked
witches.
Witch. I love.
And we and we have to love that for them for some twisted reason.
It's all the drama, Mick. I just love it.
But I do think cheating when it comes to public discourse is so interesting because we had the CEO of that company that was at the Coldplay concert last year, and that whole thing broke, and he had to actually he lost his position. And then we have the Ned from
Yes.
the Try Guys, who a couple of years also had his cheating scandal and lost his position. And India, like now that this has come out, I don't know what that's going to do to her, all of her opportunities. Like, what is that actually? What impact is it really going to have? We also were talking about Tiger Woods.
Yes,
He had to
Tiger
come
Woods.
out and like He had his whole like dramatic cheating scandal in the was it when was it?
I think it
2000s.
might be in the noughties, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was noughties. He had his whole cheating scandal and he had to address the nation and it was like a whole press conference and it was real. So what cheating really, what you've done when you've cheated on your partner is you've broken the trust of your partner. You've broken the agreement within your relationship, but for some reason, it does have wider consequences. It tells us about who you are as a person. It
Exactly.
it kind of it's a moral failing. It's seen as like a failing of judgment and it kind of removes that trustworthiness. So now you have to explain it to us as well when you're in the public eye, especially if the reason that we are so invested in you is because of your relationship, is because of the image that you presented.
Yes.
There's another cheating scandal that's come out publicly this
Yes.
weekend. Yes, of another couple, a TikTok couple, Kirsty and Desmond.
Yes.
Christy, Sarah, and
Christy.
Desmond. They've been together, so they're a couple on TikTok that they do like pranks. You'll know his iconic laughter, like it's very
Obnoxious.
honestly jarring, honestly annoying. But she does like funny things. She's always like, I think she's like a gymnast or something. God, she's always flipping in the air or on her hands, or when
Yeah.
she does like heel try on videos where she's in the store and she's like doing tricks, running up and down the store, doing somersaults and stuff. And he's just there in the background laughing. They have been together since they were 14 years old. They've
Oh,
got
stop.
kids.
I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, they've got kids. They've literally been married for however many years. And a statement came out this weekend that he posted where he admitted that he was unfaithful. And that has since ended the relationship. It's led to the end of their relationship. And again, it's that whole thing of why do you have to tell us this? Why do you have to put your hands up to us?
Mm.
I know, of course, she could have broke the news, but him wanting to he knows that it matters. Like, he knows that cheaters are not looked upon fondly unless you're India Polack and we love you. Otherwise, and also, to be fair with the India thing, as if we do get more details of this, public tide, it could really, really change.
It
And
could.
and I'm also seeing a subsection of the internet. Our algorithms could be showing us other people who are just as crazy as us
Mm.
and have such terrible views.
Exactly. To be to be fair, there was that video of that woman that was like, if you're defending India, do you think that you're ever going to get married?
And
You're
then
not.
someone stitched it being like the girl was saying you're not gonna get married and someone stitched it being like you promise say swear, which again was like women these days you can't threaten them with a good time like that.
Yeah, it's
Men and
not.
marriage is not the be all and end all
It's not
anymore.
what it was. And
Right, word
honestly,
to Shantae Joseph.
exactly, exactly. And honestly, there is also that like generalized stereotype of the different reasons why men and women cheat. Because when the news broke out, I think TMZ broke the story about Kristen. Is it Kristen or Kirsten Scott?
I think it's Christy Sarah. Oh
Christy
girl,
Sarah.
I don't know, just say Christy because that's as much as I
Christy.
know.
Okay, well, when the news broke,
And it very well could be Kirsty.
so when that broke, there are a lot of other famous, quite well-known TikTokers that came out to support her and say, do you know what? When you get big, sometimes the way it threatens your husband's ego, you don't even know when that man turns from your biggest supporter to your biggest hater, and he's just watching you in the wings, thinking, this girl has gotten too big for her boots, and your ego feels bruised, and then suddenly you're cheating on her and ruining your whole family.
Or that other thing where it's like, you don't have enough time for me. You're not giving me enough attention. This person's giving me
Exactly.
more attention. Yeah, it's sad, and it's such the impact that cheating has on someone is so like should not be downplayed and should not be joked about.
Mm.
Like the way that actually damages your outlook, how you relate to others. It does have real consequences. And I hope that Dami's okay. I also hope that they were able to deal with it before it broke publicly and that actually we are a bit behind in the story and Dami has at least had a bit of processing time before it hit the public domain and all the think pieces and people basically pointing and laughing. I just find it interesting as like, what does cheating say about you? How are we the public digesting that? And
Mm.
who gets the sympathy in each of the scenario? Because why do cheating women get so much support?
Yeah, I think the thought process is always the reason that they cheat actually goes back to the men
Mm,
mistreating them. That's kind of what the generalization is, that it's always
yeah.
goes back to actually the man hasn't been treating them right.
Yeah, and I guess we saw, or people feel like they saw evidence of India not being treated that well by Dami, in their Snapchat stories and the videos that are going around. Also, there's a show, there's a like a reality TV show that Sidemen are hosting that India and Marlon are both on, and that seems to be, I think filming for that has wrapped up. So that seems to be where the two of them met. I wonder if the show is
Yeah,
going to show like the relationship budding. Like, are we going to see signs of that chemistry and romance? And who
exactly.
knows?
So when you think about how it's going to impact India's career and her jobs that she gets,
Hmm.
it's doing a great thing for Sidemen and for their show, because everyone's going to want to tune in to see if it's like, you know, Jojo and Chris on Big Brother, where we literally
Oh,
watched them
yeah.
falling in love with each other and watched her basically cheat on her partner.
Which, by the way, I swear that happens in every season of Big Brother. If
Yeah,
someone comes in a relationship, you can put money on the fact that they're going to get with someone else on the show and have a whole televised affair.
exactly that. But I actually think that the timing, I know you were saying, I hope they've healed, kind of closed things off, and he's got time, Danny's got time to digest things. I actually don't think he did, because the video is saying that that happened on the 3rd of December, which was just last month. And that
Mm.
set, and the internet sleuthers have seen that that same day, India had commented,
Fire emojis.
it's
It's
not
not good.
funny though, is it?
It's not good.
She commented fire emojis on his Instagram. And that girl that posted the video, apparently the streets are saying, sources are saying she was negotiating to get £50,000 from newspapers
Wow.
to sell them that video.
And there's the true villain of the whole story. And there you have it. And there you have it. Wow. Do you know what? Let's bring her dirty laundry out on the table. As much as, honestly, let me not even put my hands up and act like I'm holier than thou. You can see that I'm enjoying this. You can hear that I'm enjoying this. But it wasn't right.
Yeah.
That's so, so unfair for all parties involved to just put it out like that.
Yeah.
You didn't need to do that, but you thought that there was monetary gain. So did she actually sell it for anything, or did she just give it to Bouncer?
She definitely must have gotten money. If she's aiming for 50, you know when they say aim for the skies and at least you'll land, aim for the stars, you'll land with the moon, or something like that. So
I
she
think
must
it's
have been going,
I think it's aim for the moon and you land with amongst the stars.
is it?
Yeah,
Is the stars better than the moon? Are the stars?
I guess. I think it
Anyway,
is shoot for the moon, and if you bail, you land amongst the stars.
okay, that's nice. Well, yeah. Well, there it is. She must have landed in amongst the stars, because I know that she wouldn't have. If you're out there seeking 50K, then you definitely at least left with, yeah, a couple thousand, a few thousands in your bank account.
Yeah, that video of her talking about like the prelude video before she actually posted the video, where she was fully made up, lips pouting. You could see that this was her moment. This was her moment, and she took it with both hands. It was just quite dark-sided to post it like that. And then seeing the fallout as it has been, yeah, you've literally just fed them to the wolves, and there we are, like pariahs being like, give me more, give me more, give me more. Oh God, it's not nice. Whoever casted for the season 8 girls, do the next one. Because it's actually so, so long watching the same dynamic on Love Island of like the victimized girl just waiting in Casa Amor around for her guy who's doing all sorts with all sorts of people, kissing this person, sucking that tit. And then she just takes him back when they're back and then moves in with them and it's all hunky dory. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
These season 8 girls played the long game. And as it so happened, the best heartbreaker won. Who thought that would
Oh
have been India?
gosh, there it is.
Anyway, I think that's all for this week. Did you have anything you wanted to put on the speaker this week?
I think your Hawksmoor deal carries.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.